All right, welcome back to another game of AIG Basketball. My name is Brian Haferkamp. I'm the designer and creator of this game. And in this game, we're going to replay the 2005 finals. This will be basically game one, and it's Detroit at San Antonio. So let's get into this one. If you want to learn more about the new FAC cards, I just released a video introducing them and walking through how to use them for AIG basketball. And basically, this gives you a completely diceless version of the game that you can play pretty effortlessly and quickly. Every turn of the card is going to be a new piece of information. We have 90 cards in the deck. I have printed these both sides, so you can see. And because of that, if I go through the deck one full time, so go through once, go through twice, that's going to equal 1/4. So we're going to need to go through 4 decks of cards for an entire game. If you wanted to do still possessions based, you can flip the cards and then just keep track of possessions using the possession sheet. This actually comes with the game. Basically, every 15 or 20 seconds, you're getting a possession. It gives you a little, I guess, kind of a way to read how long you should be playing players, how many minutes to take those players out, or how many minutes per quarter they should be playing. So it gives you a little bit of a guide for that. I'll try to do a good job of subbing players in and out even before they get into foul trouble. So if I flip this deck all the way one time, that's 6 minutes, and then that quarter is halfway over. So we'll just kind of gauge things by that. There will be some players maybe that need to come out after half of this deck. There'll be some players that need to come out after one deck and a half. So we'll just kind of play that by ear. Most of the starters here, like all of them, are playing almost 35 minutes a game or more. We have Rashan Nesterovic and Nazi Muhammad. Muhammad will come in with he got almost 20 minutes a game. So otherwise, you're talking about guys who are playing 30 minutes or more per game. So they need to play 6 to 8 minutes per quarter. So we'll see how that all plays out. But anyway, you can watch that first video. It'll show you an introduction to the cards. You can see how the cards are supposed to be played. It gives you some of the explanation of some of the terminology that's on the card. A few things have changed. The rebounding battles are different with the cards than they are with the dice. The dice you roll for the rebound battle, the cards, it's figured out on the card itself, which kind of speeds up play. All right, let's get into this one. Old-fashioned way. Decide the tip 1 to 3 to the visitors. 6, it'll be San Antonio's ball. And it's going to be the power forward, Timmy D, with a jumper right off the bat. Potential make. We look under the make. It's an assist to our initiator. Our initiator is going to be, it's just going to be Tony Parker. And then it'll be Rip Hamilton for Detroit. So Tony Parker with the assist. I will keep track of things, so this game is going to be about an hour and a half, just to let you in on it, as long as it's a regulation game. And that is Tim Duncan with a 2-point jumper. Spurs take a 2-0 lead. Back the other way, we get Tayshaun Prince with a 3-point shot. That's not a bad one. Let us go ahead and let him shoot it. That's going to be a miss. That's going to lead to a fast break. And on the fast break, it's going to be Tony Parker with a layup as he makes the bucket on the fast break. So 4-0 lead for San Antonio. They won this game holding Detroit to like 70 points or something ridiculous. This is a very defensive series. You can see from the low numbers, nobody has a 7 in their starting lineups. We have 2 6s here, and we have 1 6 there. So this is not the most offensive lineup. or series, I guess. And Ben Wallace is like 18-time defensive player of the year or something. Drive. We get a drive to the basket. Let's give it to Richard Hamilton. Rip with the drive. We get a defensive roll. Manu Ginobili is a 4. Oh, Manu with the good defense as he turns them away. And that will be a rebound to Tony Parker. Parker with the board. As the good Ginobili defense makes a miss. Down the paint, Roshan Astarovich. Astarovich takes a shot. That's missed. Rebound battle to the defense. So this is a little bit new. So we're looking at the rebounder, power forward, and it's going to go straight to the defender. That's Rasheed Wallace. So Sheed with his first board of the game. Still 4-0. Detroit with the ball. 3-point shot from Richard Hamilton. Let's go ahead and pass on that. Point guard. That'll be Chauncey Billups in the paint. Marginally better shot. He's still going to miss. And rebound battle to the centers. We're going to give the defense a +1. It doesn't matter as Ben Wallace eats up everything, and that's a offensive rebound will stay here. Shooting guard, Rip Hamilton with the drive. 8, another miss. Defensive rebound to Nesterovich. And we're back the other way with the Spurs. Drive to the basket. Let's go ahead and give it to Tony Parker as he comes from the top of the key. He's going to get there. Let's see if he can make the shot. Defensive roll for Billups, and he can't stop anything. And so that's going to be Tony Parker with the bucket. 6-0 quickly. San Antonio up. Jumper to Rip Hamilton. 7, that's going to be off the mark. Rebound battle to the small forwards. It's neutral, so there's no advantage given to one player or the other. And when it's straight up, Tayshaun Prince is going to get that offensive board. Keep it here for Detroit. Detroit doing a good job on the boards, but not able to put anything in. First good 3-point shot. This is Billups. Possible make, and it is, with an assist from Ben Wallace. As Chauncey Billups from the top of the key bangs home a 3, cuts the lead in half, and it'll be Spurs ball. Timmy D with a 3-pointer. He's got a decent 3-point shot, but we're going to ask him to pass. Manu Ginobili with a 3. We're going to ask him to pass. See if we can get a better one. Point guard in the paint. That's a better shot overall. Tony Parker has to take it with the shot clock going down. Defensive roll. Chauncey Billups is a 3. And Tony Parker, a little floater in the lane with a couple of seconds left on the 24-second clock. 8-3 is our score. San Antonio over Detroit. Power forward, Sheed Wallace with the pull-up jumper. Let's let him shoot. That's a miss. Defensive board to Timmy D. I'm keeping track of assists, rebounds, and points, not misses or anything else. I'll keep track of turnovers and fouls as well. Haven't had a foul yet, which is odd. Power forward in the paint. This is Tim Duncan on the other end. He's got a 6 on offense. It is a 6, and he gets fouled by Sheed Wallace. Wallace's first foul, first team foul for Detroit, and that's going to be a bucket for Duncan with an opportunity at a 3-point play. His free throw rating is an 8, a 67% free throw shooter. He will miss. The rebound is going to go to Tayshaun Prince. And we have a 2, but not a 3, so 10-3 is our score. Point guard, Chauncey Billups with a drive to the basket. 7 will be missed, but that's going to convert to a steal. So it's going to be Bruce Bowen with the active hands as he gets his first steal of the game. Billups with his first turnover. And we come back the other way. Spurs ball. They're going to reward Bowen with a drive to the basket. As he pump fakes from the 3-point line, he takes off toward the basket. Possible make. And a defensive roll of 4 for Tayshaun Prince. And Tayshaun Prince with a good defense as he stops it and gets the defensive rebound. Nice defense there from Prince. 3-point shot. Let's go back to Billups for our 3. He's a 6. That's going to be missed off the back iron. But the rebound goes to Rasheed Wallace, who fights underneath for an offensive board. Lots of offensive boards for Detroit so far. Another three-point shot. Let's go ahead and pass on that, get it to the next player. It'll be Ben Wallace in the paint. We're not going to ask him to shoot. Three-point shot for Billups. That's our original one with time running down on the shot clock. We get a defensive roll for Tony Parker, and he cannot stop things. He gets a hand in his face, but Chauncey Billups, adept with a three ball. And it's 10-6 as Detroit hits. To Nesterovic, let's ask him to pass for a better shot. Shooting guard, three-pointer. This is Manu. He lets it fly. And that will be a defensive roll. Richard Hamilton is a three, and Manu comes back with a three of his own from the corner. So 13-6 is our score. And we'll call that an assist to Tony Parker. Get a point guard on here. Detroit ball, 13-6 is our score. Small forward Tayshaun Prince in the paint. He'll miss. That's going to lead to a fast break. And on the fast break, that's going to be a layup for Tony Parker. He's got a couple of fast break points. He has 8 here early on in the game. And let's go back to the who is this? Detroit. Prince with the jumper. He's a little gun shy now. He's going to pass. This is Rip Hamilton in the paint. As he gets down near the basket, he puts it up. And we have he puts it up on the make. We have an offensive foul as he pushes off. That'll be foul number 1 for Hamilton. Team foul number 2. And we're going to go back the other way. So he had a make, but he pushed off and gets the offensive foul. 3-point shot for Tony Parker. Tony Parker lets it fly. Possible make. Defensive roll to Chauncey Billups. And Tony Parker going off here in the first quarter as he hits a 3. 18-6 is the lead for San Antonio. Rip Hamilton, another drive to the basket. 10 will be a miss. And that's going to lead to a fast break. And on the fast break, it will be Nesterovic running the floor. He gets a layup and a foul as he gets fouled by Ben Wallace. That's Wallace's first. Third team foul of the first quarter. And going to the line is Nesterovic. He's a 6. He's going to miss. And so he can't complete the 3-point play. The rebound is going to go to Tayshaun Prince, who's already got 4 here in the first quarter. Detroit down by 14. We get Rasheed Wallace with a drive. Let's pass on that. Shooting guard with a 3-pointer. Let's pass on that. Maybe he can get a better shot. Tayshaun Prince with a drive to the basket. He has to shoot with time going down on the shot clock of 4. Potentially good. Defensive roll. And Bruce Bowen only a 3. So Tayshaun Prince puts it in for 2. 20-8. Coming up on halfway through the first quarter, we get a 3-point shot for Manu. Let's let him shoot it. Possible make. And we continue on through the 6-minute mark. If you only had these printed one side, you'd have to shuffle them. But I'm just going to turn them around and play the second 6 minutes. So Manu Ginobili, this is a possible make, but he pushes off. And Ginobili with the offensive foul. Foul number 1 on him as he pushed off with that right hand in order to get open. So back the other way. Actually, let's go with some substitutions here. Let's go with Nazi Muhammad. And we'll come in with these guys a little bit later. Halfway through the quarter. So Nazi Muhammad is really the one that needs to come in at this point. So Detroit ball, shooting guard, Hamilton down in the paint, possible make, auto assist from the small forward Tayshaun Prince, his first assist of the game, and that is a bucket. for Hamilton. That's his first 2. Oh. Cuts the lead to 10. San Antonio 20-10. Bruce Bowen with a 3. Let's let him shoot because he's a pretty good 3-point shooter. And that will be missed. And on the missed, it's the point guard. Defender is a +1, and that's actually going to sway it toward Chauncey Billups, who rips away the defensive rebound. And we go back the other way for Detroit. Detroit looking for better things. It's Sheed Wallace down in the paint. Possible make here. Defensive roll to Tim Duncan. He's a 9, and he's going to cause that miss. The rebound goes to Nesterovic. Good defense there from Timmy D on a contested shot from Rasheed Wallace down in the paint. Shooting guard with a drive to the basket, Manu Ginobili. He'll miss. That converts over to a steal from Richard Hamilton. And his first steal of the game. Ginobili's first turnover. And that comes back the other way. 20-10 is our score. Ben Wallace down in the paint. We're going to have him. We'll have him pass. 3-pointer from Chauncey Billups. That's a much better shot. It is off the back iron. Defensive rebound to Nazi Muhammad. Got to get Muhammad in the game. And rebound number 1. All right, back the other way, the Spurs. Power forward. Timmy D with a drive to the basket as he puts the ball on the floor. Gives a little spin move, and he's going to miss. Rebound to the offensive player as he gets his own board. And they'll reset. Nazi Muhammad with a jumper. We're going to pass on that. Small forward down in the paint. Bruce Bowen. Let's let him take the shot. He's going to miss. But he does get fouled by Tayshaun Prince. So first foul of the game for Prince. You can see that that's a shooting foul as he get hacked as he was down in the paint, I believe. Yeah. So Bruce Bowen going to the line for 2 shots. He's an 8 on his free throws. He makes the first and the second. Bruce Bowen on the board. 22-10 is our score. Detroit with the ball. Point guard Chauncey Billups with a drive to the basket. He's going to miss again. Defensive rebound to Nazi Muhammad. And the Pistons kind of ice cold here. We get a pull-up jumper. Let's go with Parker on the pull-up jumper. He's going to miss. He does get fouled before the shot. First foul on Chauncey Billups, but that's the 15th foul. So Tony Parker's going to go to the line for a 1-and-1. He misses on the first and doesn't get a chance at the other. So defensive rebound to Ben Wallace. 22-10. Detroit with the ball. Power forward, Sheed Wallace with the drive. We're going to have him pass. It'll be the shooting guard, Hamilton, with a drive to the basket. A little better opportunity. He's still ice cold, though, as he misses. He's only got 2 here in the first quarter. We get a steal. So that's Manu Ginobili with good active hands, gets a steal. First turnover for Rip Hamilton, and the lead is 12, San Antonio with the ball. Bruce Bowen with a drive to the basket. He'll pass. Parker with a pull-up jumper. Let's have him take that shot. He misses again. And defensive rebound to Ben Wallace. Detroit needs a bucket. They get Billups down in the paint. Can he make a shot? Nope. Defensive rebound to Timmy D. Still a 12-point lead here. 3-point shot from Bruce Bowen. He's a 5 possible. Defensive roll, 4 for Tayshaun Prince, and Tayshaun Prince, bam, with the good defense and the rebound to Ben Wallace. It is a couple of good defensive teams here. That was a nice low roll, in all honesty. Rip Hamilton with the 3-pointer. Let's let him shoot it and see. He misses. Rebound, defense, point guard +1, so that'll go to Parker as he has his second board of the game. And San Antonio trying to break the spell. That's Nazi Muhammad. Let's have him pass. Timmy D with a drive to the basket on Rasheed Wallace. He is going to miss. Good defense from Wallace. and he gets the rebound. So neither team able to hit here in the second quarter. Let's give everybody next stoppage of play. We'll get some subs in here. Ben Wallace in the paint. We're going to have him pass. We'll have him pass up that shot again. We get a shooting guard as he kicks it out to Rich Hamilton. And that'll be another miss as Hamilton's just been way off. Defensive rebound to Nazr Mohammed. Spurs ball. Small forward with the drive to the basket. Let's have Bowen pass. See if we can get it to Duncan or Parker. Shooting guard, Ginobili with the drive. Pass again. And we get a jumper for Tony Parker. He'll miss. And on the miss, rebound to the offensive center. So Nazr Mohammed active on the boards. That's his fourth rebound. Keeps it alive for San Antonio. Bruce Bowen with a pull-up. Let's let him shoot. He misses. Offensive +1. That's not going to matter as Ben Wallace is a 10 on his defense. And flow of play, let's keep going. Pull-up jumper. We'll go back to Rip Hamilton. Finally, he gets one to go. Auto assist from himself as Rip Hamilton breaks the spell. I don't know. It's been a long dry spell for both teams, and we get some substitutions here. So we're going to go with Delfino and Arroyo. Guards. Carlos Arroyo at the point. Delfino is at the shooting guard. And Antonio McDyess will have come in for Rasheed Wallace. So we'll get a few substitutions there. Let's get Devin Brown into the game for Manu Ginobili. And we're getting these guys in here at the end of the quarter. Get them some playing time. It's probably going to be a little ugly here. Glenn Robinson, and we'll go with Malik Rose. We'll get Rasha Nesterovic back in the game. Nobody really in foul trouble or anything like that, just making some common substitutions. You don't have to substitute all these guys at the same time, but you can see they're going to get just a little bit of playing time here. This is the end of the quarter. It will be I believe it's Spurs ball. Let us see. All right, so Spurs, small shooting guard with a three-pointer. Devin Brown comes off cold. He takes a shot. Never a good idea to do, but Ben Wallace with the board. Wallace cleaning up the glass here in the first quarter. 22-10. It's a 10-point lead. We get Antonio McDyess with a three. We're going to have him pass on a three. Tayshaun Prince with a drive to the basket. That's going to be a miss. As Detroit ice cold here early. Fast break. And that's going to be Beno Udrih with the turnover. And that will be his first as he turns it over on the fast break. Back to Detroit. We're passing on an Antonio McDyess three-pointer. Arroyo shoots at a one. He's not going to shoot a three. Last chance here, Tayshaun Prince from three with the buzzer going off, and he misses. Rebound, offensive player +1, and that's going to go, that makes them both a 4. And because the offensive player got the advantage, it's Malik Rose who battles for the rebound. As he gets his first board. Malik Rose, one of those like effort hustle players, you know, just glue kind of player. 6 points a game, 4 rebounds, 1 assist. Shooting guard, this will be Carlos Delfino. Let's have him pass. Power forward, McDyess with a pull-up jumper. That'll be a miss. And a defensive rebound to the center, Rasha Nesterovic. And that's basically going to be the final play as Nesterovic gets the rebound, and that will end the first quarter. Let me go through and total up our points and make sure that everything is A-okay there. All right, and that was the score, 22-12. So defensive battle, you saw quite a few shots turned away because of good defense. And let me go ahead and get starting lineups back into the game. All right, and we'll actually give Tayshaun Prince a little bit of a blow here to start the quarter. He does play 37 minutes a game, so one of the highs. He and Rip Hamilton, 37, 38 minutes a game. So we'll give him a little bit of a blow here, half a quarter, or a quarter of a quarter. So Lindsey Hunter, and we'll put him in the game at, flip-flop these two. Put Rip Hamilton at the small forward, a little bit taller, and Lindsey Hunter at the shooting guard. It'll be Detroit's ball. Center, Ben Wallace with a drive. He passes to Rip Hamilton with a drive to the basket, and he starts the second quarter where he ended in the first. This is going to go to a fast break and a dunk for Tony Parker, probably a layup, as he puts it in on the fast break. So 2 points for San Antonio. They lead by 12. Sheed Wallace with a pull-up jumper. That's not a bad shot. Let's let him shoot. That's off the mark. Rebound to the defensive center, Russian Esterovich. And San Antonio with the ball. Bruce Bowen with the drive. Let's ask him to pass. He's just a 4 on offense. And he likes the drive, so let's just give it to him. That's going to be a miss. But he does get fouled by Rip Hamilton. Second foul from Hamilton. First of the second quarter. So 2 shots for Bruce Bowen. Makes 1 and makes 2. Bowen now with 4 points. 4 for 4 from the line. And it will be Detroit's basketball. 3-point shot. Let's go with Chauncey Billups from 3. He's a 6. And he misses off the front iron. That leads to a fast break. Fast break is Tony Parker with a layup and a foul on Billups. That's the second foul from Billups. As he commits the foul, Tony Parker puts it in, and he goes to the line for a shot. He will miss the free throw. So he gets the bucket, can't put in the 3-point play, just a 65% free throw shooter for Tony Parker. And coming back the other way, Lindsey Hunter with the rebound. And it'll be Detroit's ball. Lindsey Hunter with the 3 ball. We're going to ask him to pass that as they get Chauncey Billups. Billups open for 3. And, oh my gosh, you got to be freaking kidding me. Billups with the offensive foul. That's foul number 3. He can't believe it either. But the ref said he pushed off in order to clear that space. Or we could call it on like a pick and roll or something like that, where the offensive player, I don't know, Rasheed Wallace or something like that. So you kind of assist that and give that how you want to. So either way, that's an offensive foul, 3 points off the board, and we're coming back the other way. Let us get a new player in here. So Chauncey Billups now in trouble. We're going to have to get Carlos Arroyo. Actually, let's move Lindsey Hunter into the point guard. We'll move him here, and we'll get Tayshaun Prince back in the game just to get a little scoring. Detroit needs all the scoring help they can get for sure. So San Antonio basketball, Tony Parker with a drive to the basket on Lindsey Hunter. He's going to miss, but that's going to be a foul on Hunter, his first foul. 14 foul already, but Parker gets hit while shooting. He's going to make the first and the second. Parker filling it up in this one. It is 30-12 as San Antonio is taking it to Detroit. Rip Hamilton with the jump shot. Man, he is just ice cold. That leads to another fast break. Another layup for Tony Parker as he has a 2-on-1 out on the break and lays it in. So it'll be Detroit's basketball. They're down by 20 now. Hamilton taking the shot again, this time possibly in. Ginobili, with a foul. So Manu with his second foul. First team foul of the second quarter. That's going to be a bucket for Rip Hamilton, and he goes to the line for free throws. 86% free throw shooter. He puts it in, and that's a three-point play for Detroit. Ginobili with 2 fouls. We'll pay attention to that. He's the only one really in any kind of trouble. Power forward, Timmy D with the drive to the basket on Wallace. Possible make. Defensive roll, 6 is Wallace, so 6 or less. He'll deny the shot, and he does not. Timmy Duncan with another bucket. He's got 6. Detroit's ball. Sheed Wallace with a 3-point attempt. Let's ask him to pass that. Point guard with a drive to the basket, Lindsey Hunter. We're going to pass again. Hamilton with the drive. He misses. And that is a block shot to the center, Rasha Nesterovic, with his first block of the game. Back the other way for San Antonio. Pull-up jumper. Let's give this to Manu. And Ginobili with the miss. Defensive rebound to Lindsey Hunter. Detroit with the ball. 3-pointer from Rip Hamilton. Let's pass on that. He's going to fake it. He's going to drive to the basket. Let's shoot that. 6 for a make, and that's a miss. Defensive rebound to Timmy Duncan. That's his 4th board here in the first half. We're about 3 minutes into the second quarter. It's San Antonio by 19. Tony Parker with a 3. Let's have him pass. Center, Nesterovic in the paint. Let's give him a shot, see if he can make it. He misses. That's a block shot from Ben Wallace, his first block of the game. And we're coming back the other way for Detroit. Jumper for Sheed Wallace. Let's let him take it. Oh, that's way off the mark. Air ball and defensive rebound to Nesterovic. Ugly basketball here. Tony Parker with a shot. 7 is going to be a miss. If you don't have a guy who gets to at least a 7, that's your average roll, right? So if you don't get a guy who gets there, it's going to be tough. Lindsey Hunter with the foul. That's his second foul. 15th foul for Detroit. And Tony Parker goes to the line again for 2. He makes the first, and he makes the second. So Parker going off in this one. 36-15, San Antonio, a 21-point lead. This will be Rasheed Wallace down in the paint. Let's pass. 3-pointer for Rip Hamilton. Let's pass, see if we can get a better shot. 3-pointer for... there's not a better shot, huh? Let's give it to Tayshaun Prince. Maybe he'll hit. That is off the mark. And he is fouled on the 3-point play, or the 3-point shot by Bruce Bowen. So boneheaded by Bowen. Tayshaun Prince is going to go to the line. Second team foul for San Antonio. Prince, an excellent free throw shooter. He makes 1, 2, and 3. He's got 5 points. And it is San Antonio ball. They have an 18-point lead. 3-point shot. This will go, let's go to Manu Ginobili. A 3 is a possible make. Defensive roll. 3 or less, he affects a shot, but he doesn't. And Manu Ginobili with 6 points, he's got a couple of threes from the left side. 39-18, San Antonio over Detroit. Detroit's going to have to just keep plugging away slowly but surely. This is a good one. Rich Hamilton with the shot. Defensive rebound to Timmy D. As Hamilton, I don't know if they're banging him around or he's just off in this one. Manu Ginobili with another pull-up jumper as he drives, stops, pops. And the assist is going to, well, there's no assist on a drive. So that is Manu Ginobili with another bucket. 41-18 is our score. 23-point lead for San Antonio as we approach the halfway point of the second quarter. Tayshaun Prince in the paint. Let's let Prince shoot. He'll miss. Defensive board to Nesterovic. San Antonio with the ball. Power forward in the paint. Timmy D with the ball. potential make. Defensive role to Sheed Wallace. He's a 6 on defense, but he can't stop that. Timmy Duncan with 8 points here in the first half. Extends the lead to 25. We have one card left, so let's just go ahead and flip our cards. We're halfway through the second quarter. 43-18 is our score. Detroit looking for some scoring from pretty much anywhere they can get it. Chauncey Billups has been on the bench for the better part of the second quarter with 3 fouls, and I think he's just going to have to wait until maybe we can bring him halfway in. We'll play him with the sagging defense, which will give Parker a little bit of shooting advantage, but keep Billups on the floor. All right, in the paint, let's have Rich Hamilton in the paint. Maybe he can turn a corner. Defensive role to Manu Ginobili, and Richard Hamilton puts it in from close range. 43-20. They need him to go off here in the second part of the game. Manu Ginobili with another jumper, and that'll be an assist from the initiator. Parker is our initiator, and Manu Ginobili with the bucket. He's come on strong here in the second quarter. Pull-up jumper again, Rip Hamilton. You got to get him going, but that's going to be a miss. Rebound neutral. That's an offensive board to Tayshaun Prince, and it's going to stay here. In the paint, let's go with Sheed Wallace in the paint. That's a miss, but he is fouled before the shot. So that's a foul on Tim Duncan, just Duncan's first. Third team foul, so they're not in the bonus yet. And we'll rerun it with Detroit. Small forward with a drive. This is Tayshaun Prince with a drive to the basket. He's going to miss. Defensive board to Nesterovic. Nesterovic cleaning up the glass here in the first half. 25-point lead for the Spurs. They're going to let Ginobili fly. That'll be a miss. Defensive board to Ben Wallace. Wallace also cleaning the glass here in the first half. Shooting guard, Rip Hamilton with the drive to the basket. Can he put it in? Possibly. And an assist from Rasheed Wallace. But on a drive, we won't give the assist. So that'll be another bucket for Rip Hamilton. Cuts the lead to 23. Doesn't seem like a lot, but every little bit helps. This will be Tony Parker with a drive to the basket, and he's going to miss on the shot. Good defense, good team defense there. And, in fact, it was a steal from Tayshaun Prince, his first steal of the game, Parker's first turnover. And we go back the other way with Detroit. Point guard with a jump shot. We are going to pass on that jumper. Jump shot from Tayshaun Prince. Oh, just off the mark. Defensive board to Manu Ginobili. His first rebound of the game. And back the other way comes San Antonio. In the paint, Rasha Nesterovic. Let's give him a shot. Oh, Rasha. And an assist to Bruce Bowen as Bowen gets the ball down to Nesterovic. Nesterovic now with 4 points. Buckets from the big man. We're going to get Chauncey Billups back into the game. They just need another scoring option, and that's just kind of how it is. So Detroit with the ball. Small forward Prince with the drive. Let's let him shoot. Off the mark again. Turns to a steal to Tony Parker. His first steal of the game. That's a turnover for Tayshaun Prince, his first turnover. And it'll be San Antonio basketball. They have a 25-point lead. Detroit just not able to get anything going here in the first half, the entire first half. This is going to be a 3-ball from Manu. He misses. Rebound to the small forward, Tayshaun Prince. Prince gets it back. They set up the offense. This will be a drive from Chauncey Billups. Let's see if Billups can hit. He cannot. That's actually going to be a steal from Tony Parker. Good active hands. Steal number 2 for Tony Parker. Turnover 2 for Chauncey Billups. And we go back the other way. In the paint, Rosh is hot. Let's give it to him. He's going to miss. In fact, he gets the ball stolen from him from Rich Hamilton. So he tries to put it on the ground, and make a little move. Rip Hamilton with the steal, and Nesterovic with the turnover. So sloppy play here from both offenses. This will be Ben Wallace in the paint. We're going to ask him to pass. He's undecided. We're going to ask him to pass again, and this will be Rasheed Wallace with a drive to the basket. Time running out on the 24-second clock, and he'll miss. Defensive rebound to Timmy D. And Duncan a little bit quiet, only 8 points here in the first half. 3-point shot from Bruce Bowen. He lets it fly, and that is going to be a miss. Defensive board to Ben Wallace. Detroit down 25. They need some help. Rip Hamilton with a 3. Let's have him pass that. Wallace with the shot in the paint. Let's have him pass. And Rip Hamilton with a drive to the basket as Wallace gets it to him. Potential make. And that'll be an assist from the point guard, Chauncey Billups. His first assist of the game. Rich Hamilton with 2. Hamilton now with 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 points here in the first half. 13 of their 24. 47-24 San Antonio over Detroit. We got 3 or 4 minutes here left in the first half. This will be Manu Ginobili with the drive to the basket. Potential make. Defensive roll has to be 3 or less. It's a 6, and Manu Ginobili takes it to the basket with that dominant left hand and lays it up and in for 2. Detroit with the ball. We're going to get a jumper to Rip Hamilton. He'll miss, and that's actually going to be a block from Rasha Nesterovic as Nesterovic comes out to help. Second block of the game. And there's just really nothing that Detroit can do here to score points. Shooting guard, Ginobili with another jumper. This one is off the mark. Leads to a fast break. And the power forward, Rasheed Wallace, getting a little frustration, hammers it on the fast break. Just his first 2 of the game. And that cuts the lead to 23. So they need plays like that to be able to get back in the game. This is Tim Duncan putting the ball on the floor. He drives, spins, shoots, misses. Defensive rebound to Ben Wallace. Chauncey Billups with a pull-up jumper. And I could get the card. Come on. You can do it. And that's a miss. Fast break for the Spurs. Small forward Bruce Bowen, oh no, with a missed layup. And going back the other way is going to be the Pistons. Give the pull-up jumper to Hamilton. Till someone proves that they can make a shot. He's the only one who can. Defensive roll. Oh, Manu Ginobili with the big-time play. He's actually going to get the rebound, too. Bam. So not much time left here in the first quarter or first half. It's been all Spurs all the time. Bruce Bowen with the jumper. That'll be a miss. And offensive rebound to the center. Nesterovic rips it out of Ben Wallace's hands and keeps it alive for the Spurs. Another pull-up jumper for Bruce Bowen. Why not? Let him shoot. Oh, he's off the mark again. Rebound neutral to the centers is going to go to Ben Wallace. He has a 10 on his rebound rating. He averaged 12 boards a game. Detroit, not much time left. We're going to have him pass, probably the last possession. Pull-up jumper for Rip Hamilton, puts on the floor, rises up, shoots up over Manu Ginobili, and that is an and 1 as he gets fouled on the play by Ginobili. Ginobili's 3rd, and that's a big one as Rip Hamilton with the bucket and the foul. He is going to go to the line to complete the 3-point play, and that'll be pretty much it. 10 is in, and that 3-point play will end the half. So a 20-point lead for the Spurs at halftime, 49-29. The actual game was something like 84-69. So this is following along and tracking pretty well with that. Don't know if I have that game pulled up. looking at the series here and put it on the screen. So we see game one, 84-69 was the score. You can see here 37 to 35. That was your halftime score. So we're actually kind of on pace here as neither team did a whole lot in this game. And a couple of good quarters here in the back half for San Antonio put it away. But boy, it's some pretty poor scoring in this game. You can see the offensive rating just in the 83 and 100 for San Antonio. Field goal percentage 38% and 45, so it's not exactly burning it up. And 82 was the pace during the game. So we are actually ahead of that pace a little bit. We're at 78 points. So they were at 72 total points. We're at 78. So we're a little bit ahead of the pace. But if you're like, man, this is some ugly basketball, well, the game was ugly. So just wanted to make sure you saw that. So my game is not broken. They're just not great offensive teams, but really good defensive teams. So we're going to put you on hold and come back and make sure all the scores are right and start the second half. All right, and we are back for the second half action. Just looking at the points, it is 49-29. That is the actual score. 6 points for Chauncey Billups, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 points for Rip Hamilton, 5 for Tayshaun Prince, just 2 for Sheed Wallace. Wallace averaged 14.5 a game, and he has just not been able to hit much. Tony Parker, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 21 points here in the first half. 6 and 6 is 12 points for Ginobili, 4 points for Bruce Bowen, 8 for Timmy D, and Nesterovic with 4. So Duncan, quite a bit off of his pace. Bruce Bowen, about right on pace for his scoring. Manu Ginobili, right about on his pace for his scoring too. And Tony Parker, an opportunity to have a pretty special night. He's already beat his points per game. He averages 6 assists. He's right at 3. He averages 4 boards a game. He's got 2, so he's right on track to have a normal game for him. Rashan Nesterovic not doing much except on the boards, 2, 4, 6, 8 boards, including 1 offensive board here in the first half. Timmy D with 2, 4, 6 boards and 1 offensive board. Ben Wallace, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 rebounds in the first half. He averages 12.2 a game in 2005. So we got our cards shuffled up. I think we're ready to go. And just give these a nice little shuffle. And let's see if the second half will be a little bit better than the first. Rip Hamilton ended the first half with a 3-point play, so we're going to start the ball with the Spurs here in the second half. If you're enjoying this game and you want to try it out yourself, we have lots of seasons available, including this 2004-2005, even though that's not listed on the website. I do have it in the can, and we'll be dripping out seasons over time. I have everything from 69-70 all the way to this year, 25-26. So if there's a season that you want to play and it's not listed on the website, just send me an email, clarkandaddisongaming@gmail.com, or you can use the contact form on the website, clarkandaddisongaming.com. Just let me know, hey, I'd like to see this season or these seasons. Can you just release those? I'll be happy to. Everything is sort of set up and ready to go. I just didn't want to release like 8,000 sets all at the same time. Wanted to kind of give people an opportunity to find something they want to play, try the game, and slowly release those sets. But I'm happy to, if there's a request, just know everything from 1970 all the way to this year is completed. It just needs to be released. And then you'll get the FAC cards with every single set that will be released previously. They're all added in, and everything I release from now on will come with the FACs. You can see that it just makes the game flow a lot better. I think the statistics come out a little bit better as well. But the dice version, if you like to roll dice and you like that action, the game plays the same. And on top of all that, the game does come with a quick play highlights style version game where you play like 2 or 3 minute segments of each quarter. You can decide lineups and playing time and all that kind of stuff if you want to. So it's a little bit more detailed than just a get a score game. But it does, if you don't want to do that, you just want to kind of set out a basic rotation, you can do that as well. All right, let's get into the second half. It'll be San Antonio ball as they toss it in. It's Nesterovic with a drive to the basket. Let's let him shoot. That's going to be a miss. Defensive board to Tayshaun Prince. And just don't want anybody to say I didn't give Rasha a chance. So Detroit with the ball. They're down by 20 points. They got to come back. Chauncey Billups, he's going to let it fly from 3. Bam. Look at that. And the assist from our initiator, Rich Hamilton. So his first assist of the game. Chauncey Billups' third 3. And that'll do good as that cuts the lead to 17. Power forward, Timmy D in paint. He's going to take a shot against Sheed Wallace. Possible make. Defensive roll to Wallace, 6 or less. He'll stop the shot, and he does. So good defense from Rasheed Wallace, and the board goes to Chauncey Billups, who crashes down and gets a rebound from the point guard position. Center in the paint. Sorry, Ben Wallace. You're there to rebound and play defense. Pull-up jumper from Rip Hamilton. Hamilton, let's see if we can get on track. He can't. Rebound goes to the power forward. This is neutral, so whoever has the higher die or higher defense is going to get that board, and it's Tim Duncan. So 49-32, San Antonio with the ball. Tony Parker with a drive to the basket. That's going to be a miss. Leads to a fast break. Point guard, Chauncey Billups with a layup and a foul. Let's assign that foul to, say, no, Nesterovic wouldn't be back there. Let's give it to Tony Parker. That'll be his first foul. And that is the first of the third quarter. So Chauncey Billups with a bucket. And he goes to the line with an opportunity for a traditional three-point play. He's an 11. Shoots at 89.8%, and he puts that in as an amazing free throw shooter. So 49-35, 14-point lead. This is about as close as they've been for a while. Let's give this drive to Timmy D. He is our best offensive option. 8 is going to be off the mark, though, and that becomes a steal to Tayshaun Prince as Prince gets his hands in there. Second steal of the game for Tayshaun Prince, and first turnover for Timmy D. As Prince got his hand in there, ripped the ball away, poked it maybe. Shooting guard for a 3. Nope. Going to pass. Point guard for a drive. Let's take that. That'll be a miss. Rebound to the defensive power forward. That's Timmy Duncan. Duncan now with 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 boards in the game. He averaged 11. Rasha Nesterovic with a jumper. We're going to have him pass. Point guard with a drive. That's a much better shot. 6 for Tony Parker is a miss. And Chauncey Billups, who was following him, follows up with the rebound. 3 boards for Chauncey Billups right on his average. 49-35, Detroit down. Rip Hamilton with the 3. We're going to pass. And instead of shooting a 3, he drives to the basket. And he is cold again. Defensive rebound to Tim Duncan, who is clearing up all of the rebounds on the glass. San Antonio ball. Point guard, Tony Parker with a 3. Let's pass. Center in the paint. Let's pass. Next player has to shoot. With the shot clock going down, that's going to be Nesterovic. He has to let it up, and that's going to be a miss. On a miss, he gets fouled. Oh, my gosh, even when it's bad, it's good. So Wallace, first team foul of the third, and that's his second foul. Rasha Nesterovic going to the line for 2 shots as he got hammered on the shot. Just a 46.7% free throw shooter. Of course, he makes both. Rasha getting it done at the free throw line. All right, so Chauncey Billups with a jump shot. Let's have him pass. I'd feel better if he was shooting a 3. Sheed Wallace in the paint. I got a good feeling. Let's let him shoot. It wasn't a great feeling. That's going to be a steal for Tony Parker, who gets his hands in, and that's his 3rd steal of the game. Sheed Wallace is going to be frustrated. He's got just 2 points in this one. Manu Ginobili with a pull-up jumper. Ginobili's going to miss. And that actually is going to be a block to Ben Wallace. So Ben Wallace with his 2nd block of the game on a pull-up jumper as he comes out on help defense and gets a little bit of a fingertip on that Manu Ginobili shot. Ben Wallace with a drive. Let's have him pass. Tayshaun Prince with a drive. Let's have him shoot. That's a miss. Will there be a foul on the play or a fast break? It's a fast break. And Tony Parker out on the break again, puts in another bucket. He's got like 6 or 8 fast break points, and the lead is back to 28 as Spurs totally and completely in control in this game. Point guard, Billups with a pull-up jumper. Let's let him shoot. Potential make, defensive roll, 3 or less for Parker, and it won't matter as Chauncey Billups gets over top of him, and that's going to be a bucket. Tony Parker with the ball. He takes it right at Billups. That's going to be a miss, but he is fouled by Chauncey. 4th foul for Chauncey here early on, and that's going to be one of their key players who is out. Let's go with Carlos Arroyo as Chauncey Billups has to leave the floor. That is a foul. 2 shots for Tony Parker. He makes the first and makes the second. So Parker has been the man in this one. It is Detroit ball. It's a lot more onus now on Rip Hamilton, Tayshaun Prince, and Rasheed Wallace. Jumper to Hamilton. Potential make. In fact, he gets fouled by Manu. That's personal foul number 4 for Ginobili. He's going to have to come out. Team foul number 3. And a bucket for Hamilton. And let's go ahead and get Devin Brown in for Ginobili. Ginobili is going to have to sit for a while as well, but the replacement here for San Antonio is quite a bit better than the one for Detroit. So Hamilton to the line. He's a 10 on his free throws, so he's going to put that in for the 3-point play. And 55-40 is our score. 15-point lead for San Antonio. 3-pointer. Let's get to Bruce Bowen in the corner. He lets it fly. That's going to be a miss. And leads to a fast break, long rebound. And it will be Carlos Arroyo with a bucket and a foul on Tony Parker. Parker's second. That'll be the 3rd team foul. And Arroyo, get him in the game here. So that's a bucket. He shoots, his free throw rating is a 9, 77% free throw shooter. So he completes a 3-point play. 1, 2, 3. And that is a 12-point lead now for San Antonio as Detroit starting to put it together. Bruce Bowen with a drive. Let's have him pass. We have better offensive options on the floor. Let's see if we can get him the ball. Devin Brown, please pass. Devin Brown, 3-point shot. He's a 5. That's going to be missed. Defensive rebound to Ben Wallace. Like a vacuum out there. Detroit with the ball and a little momentum. Pull-up jumper. Rip Hamilton. Can he put it in? He cannot. And that's going to be a defensive board to Devin Brown, who turns around and gets the board. Brown's first rebound. San Antonio basketball. 3-pointer for Brown. We'll save that for when the clock is going down. Pass the ball. Jumper for Timmy D. This will be off the glass. Potential make. Defensive roll to Rasheed Wallace, and he cannot stop that. Nobody could. It's Timmy D off the glass with a little jump shot, and that will be, we'll give that an assist to Devin Brown. Tayshaun Prince, back the other way. He'll get it over to Rip Hamilton. Hamilton with 3. We're going to have him pass. Instead, there's no better player, really. Let's have him pass one more time. Point guard with a 3. That's worse. So this is going to be a guaranteed miss. As a 10 is a miss because he has a 1 on his 3. Should have taken the one that I had that was open. Rebound to the offensive shooting guard. That's Rip Hamilton with an offensive board. His first rebound of the game. He only had 4 rebounds per game. And we're halfway through the third quarter. It's 57-43. This one playing out about like it did in real life. And we're going to just put that on top and continue our deck. It's Rip Hamilton with the rebound, and it'll be Detroit's ball. Tayshaun Prince with a drive to the basket. 10 is off the mark, and rebound to Bruce Bowen. Actually, neutral rebound is going to go to Tayshaun Prince. Prince with the offensive board. 3-pointer from the point guard. We'll have him pass. Drive for Rip Hamilton as he goes to the basket. Potential make. Defensive roll for Devin Brown, who's just a 2. And Devin Brown can't stop that as Richard Hamilton goes to the left hand, puts it in. And that's going to be a 12-point lead now for San Antonio. San Antonio without Manu Ginobili on the floor. A little bit hampered. Devin Brown, not a completely terrible offensive player, but not providing a lot there. That's going to be a pull-up jumper for Tony Parker. The Frenchman with a miss. That's going to actually be a steal to Rip Hamilton, who rips the ball for the 3rd time. Second turnover of the game for Tony Parker, and Detroit with a little life coming back. Ben Wallace has it down in the paint with his back to the basket. He's going to pass up a couple shots and get it to Tayshaun Prince, who drives to the basket. 1 second left on the shot clock. He is going to miss, and that is going to go to Tony Parker as a defensive board. 12-point lead for the Spurs. Pull-up jumper for Timmy D, who puts it on the floor. Stops, pops, and misses. Defensive rebound to Ben Wallace. Rasheed Wallace with a pull-up jumper. Let's have him shoot. I got a good feeling. It never works out, my good feeling about Rasheed Wallace. Leads to a fast break. And that will be the small forward Bowen with another missed layup on the fast break. And back the other way comes Detroit. Let's get it to Rip Hamilton. Potential make on the jump shot, and that will be up and in as he creates his own shot. And it's now a 10-point lead as Detroit slowly crawling into this one. San Antonio's offense non-existent here in the third quarter. Small forward with a jumper. It's pass and get the jump shot to Tony Parker instead. That's a miss. And that's actually going to be a block as Ben Wallace comes out with his 3rd block of the game. And that's going to be coming back the other way for the Pistons. Pistons down 10 in this one. Rip Hamilton with a jump shot. That's a miss. Leads to a fast break. And Timmy D out on the break hammers it home for the bucket. And that gives the Spurs a 12-point lead again. So nice job. They had a trailer, and they hit Duncan coming down the floor as a trailer on the secondary break. Drive to the basket for Rasheed Wallace. That's going to, let's let him shoot. He's going to miss again, but he gets fouled by Duncan. Just his 2nd foul on Duncan, 14th foul. For the Spurs, Rasheed Wallace is going to go to the line. He's a 70% free throw shooter. He makes the first, and he makes the second. So Rasheed Wallace on the board for the first time in the second half. Cuts the lead to 10. It'll be San Antonio ball. Pull-up jumper for Devin Brown. Let's let him shoot. Oh, just off the back iron. Actually, that's going to be a steal to Carlos Arroyo. Arroyo comes in, rips the ball as he tries to go up for the shot. and that would be a turnover to Devin Brown. That's his first turnover. And it's a Detroit ball. Jump shot to Ben Wallace. Nope. Small forward down in the paint. Tayshaun Prince. Let's let him shoot. That's a miss. Defensive rebound to Bruce Bowen. First board of the game for Bruce Bowen. Averaged 3.5 per game. Point guard Tony Parker with a drive to the basket as he starts at the top of the key, makes his way down. Possible make. Oh no. He gives him the shoulder to create the space, and Tony Parker with the offensive foul as the referee blows his whistle, waves off the shot, and says no, that was an offensive foul, puts his hand behind his head and points the other way, and that is the third foul on Tony Parker. Let's go ahead and get Beno Udrih back in the game. We're going to counter that move with Chauncey Billups back in the game. And what this does is gives Billups a mostly there's not a lot of opportunities offensively for Beno Udrih. And so Chauncey Billups might be able to make some hay here. Let's go with small forward three-pointer Tayshaun Prince. He lets it fly. That's a miss. Rebound to the defensive shooting guard. That's Devin Brown. Second board. And it will be small forward Bruce Bowen with a jumper. We'll have him pass, see if we can get to a better place. Devin Brown, three-point shot. Let's let it go. That's a miss. Rebound neutral. Goes to Tayshaun Prince. Prince, a beast on the boards in this game. And it'll be the point guard, Chauncey Billups, with a drive to the basket. Can he put it in? Nope. But it's a steal to Beno Udrih. So Udrih off the bench. Oh, I've already got him in the game. Udrih off the bench with the steal. Chauncey Billups, his third turnover. And we have San Antonio basketball. Center in the paint, Rasha Nesterovic. And Nesterovic playing quite a bit in this one. We'll have to make sure we substitute him out, maybe the next whistle. We're going to have him pass. That's a pull-up jumper from the point guard. We'll have him pass. Can we get it to Timmy D? We can't. With time running out, Devin Brown wild to the basket. Throws it up, and it's in. Oh, Devin Brown with his first basket. Time running out. He threw it up high off the glass, and it goes in. It gives them a 12-point lead, San Antonio. Shooting guard Rip Hamilton with a drive to the bucket. That'll be a miss. And defensive rebound goes to Rasha Nesterovic. In the half-court offense, we get a three-point opportunity for Devin Brown. We're going to ask him to pass. We get Timmy D down in the paint as he makes a move with his back to the basket on Rasheed Wallace, and that is going to be a bucket as he creates his own shot. Timmy Duncan puts the Spurs up by 14, and with that, we're going to get Nazr Mohammed into the game. And we'll keep Manu out until the fourth quarter. Detroit doesn't really have anybody in foul trouble in the sense of we got to get them out. Chauncey Billups, I think, is going to be okay. In fact, let's say that Chauncey Billups is going to be he's going to have sagging defense. I put that there just to remind myself, but that makes Beno Udrih a 5 on offense. But Billups can only make a foul on a non-shooting foul. So before the shot, which means he's not going to be quite as aggressive, So Detroit basketball, drive to the basket. Let's give that to Rip Hamilton. See if he can put it in. He can't. That leads to a fast break for San Antonio, and that is going to be Devin Brown with a dagger on the fast break, and he hammers it home. We'll give the assist to Bruce Bowen, and 5 points now for Devin Brown off the bench in place of Manu Ginobili. Ginobili 12 points, Brown 5, so they've gotten 17 out of their shooting guard position. It's now 66-49, a 17-point lead as the lead is ballooned. It's going to be Tayshaun Prince. He's going to pass up a 3. He's going to get it again, pass it up. Power forward in the paint. That's going to be Ben Wallace one-on-one against Timmy D. 4, potential make, auto assist from Ben Wallace. So Wallace with the assist, Wallace with the bucket, and Sheed off the snide. He's got 6 in the game. It's a 15-point lead for San Antonio. Bruce Bowen with 3. We haven't seen a 3 from him for a while, so let's let him shoot. That's a miss. Rebound offense +1, power forward. Timmy D doesn't need that, but he does get that advantage, and he will grab the offensive rebound, keep it here. Shooting guard with a jump shot. Let's pass. Power forward, Timmy Duncan with a jump shot. That'll be a miss, and that becomes a steal to Tayshaun Prince. Prince has been very active. That's his 3rd steal, and Tim Duncan, as he tried to go up, has it torn away by Tayshaun Prince. This will be the final play of the 3rd quarter. It's shooting guard with a jumper. We have 1 opportunity to pass. Don't know why you would. That's going to be Rip Hamilton. 4 is a potential make and a defensive roll. We're going to say the defense has no effect on that because we don't have another card. So Rip Hamilton ends the quarter with a bucket and cuts the lead to 13, 66-53. He has our score, San Antonio, hanging on to a slight lead. Let me put you on hold. I will tally up everything for the 3rd quarter, and we'll come back for the exciting 4th quarter. All right, so we got a defensive struggle here. 66-53 is our score. 24 points in the quarter for the Pistons, just 17 for the San Antonio Spurs. The Spurs have had 1 27-point quarter, and then everything else has been pretty low for most of them. Tony Parker is lighting it up. Tim Duncan started to come on there. He's got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 points now as he's closing in on his average. Roshan Esterovich also coming on. He's got 6 with about 100 rebounds, and he's been playing very well. We're going to leave Nazi Muhammad in there. Brown come off the bench, Devin Brown with 5. We're going to let him play out about the first 3 minutes or so, about the first half of the deck here in the 4th quarter, and then we'll bring Manu Ginobili back, especially if things start to get a little tight. So Pop is trying to manage everything. He's happy with his defensive battle because his team is winning. Detroit trying to get back into this one. Chauncey Billups is playing sagging defense, and we're going to allow let's get Tony Parker back in the game. He's only got 3 fouls. We were just trying to protect him a little bit. So let's do that. And let's go with Glenn Robinson for a little bit. The big dog. Glenn Robinson, Purdue Boilermaker. So we go with San Antonio basketball here to start the 4th quarter. We get a 3-point shot right off the bat. Let's give it to Glenn Robinson. Give him a shot. He's off the bench. He misses. Oh, but he gets fouled by Tayshaun Prince. Oh, no. Oh, what a terrible foul as Glenn Robinson pulls up. He gets hit on the elbow. The refs call it, and he's going to go to the line for 3 shots. He's an excellent free throw shooter, 87%. 1, 2, and 3. And that will be Robinson. So Glenn Robinson puts in 3 from the free throw line. It's Detroit's ball. Tayshaun Prince with a drive to the basket. He's going to miss. Rebound neutral to the power forward. That's going to be to Timmy Duncan. Duncan with another board. It will be San Antonio ball with a 16-point lead. Tony Parker is going to take it to the basket. shifts left, goes right, and he's going to miss. That leads to a fast break from Detroit, and that'll be Chauncey Billups pulling up on the fast break from the top of the key, and he is trying to will his team back into this one with a 3-ball. San Antonio with the ball in a 13-point lead. Drive to the basket. Tony Parker again. Let's give him the ball. Parker this time, potential make. Defensive roll is a 3, and Billups can't stop him as Parker gets to the basket, lays it in. It's now 71-56. Detroit with the ball. Point guard with the drive to the basket. This is Billups. Billups is going to miss, but he does get fouled by Tony Parker. That's foul number 4. Team foul number 1 here in the fourth quarter, and Billups, again, an 11 on his free throw shooting, makes 1 and makes 2. So Billups with 5 quick points here in the fourth. We're going to get Parker out again. Thought we could deal with it. Beno Udrih into the game. Udrih, a little lefty from overseas, and a nice little player, 14 minutes a game, 6 points a game, 1 rebound, 2 assists. So we'll see if Udrih can provide a little consistency here. Point guard in the paint for San Antonio. Udrih, because Billups is sagging off, is now 5. Let's let him shoot. The lefty up in the paint with the assist from himself as Udrih with a bucket, his first 2 of the game. Detroit ball, they're down by 15. We got Tayshaun Prince down in the paint. He takes a shot. That's going to be a miss. In fact, it was blocked by Nazr Mohammed, who comes over to provide a little help on defense. Mohammed with his first block of the game. And we're going back the other way. San Antonio ball. Pull-up jumper, we'll give it to Timmy D. That's going to be off the mark. Leads to a fast break for Detroit. And that'll be a layup for Chauncey Billups. Billups now with 7 points in the fourth as he's trying to will his team back into this one. San Antonio ball. Small forward, Glenn Robinson with the drive to the basket. Let's have him pass. Brown in the paint. Let's have him pass. And now Brown takes a 3. That's actually a better shot than being in the paint. He is a 5 to make. It's a 6. That's going to be off the back iron. But the rebound goes to Timmy Duncan with another offensive rebound. That's offensive rebound number 3 for Duncan. We'll stay here. Another 3 for Brown as Pop says no. But he's got another one. Let's let him pass it up. And instead, we're going to get a 3-pointer. Let's give it to Udrih. He made his last shot. And that's going to be a miss. Defensive rebound to Rip Hamilton. Just the second board of the game for Hamilton. And back come Detroit. They're down by 13. Ben Wallace in the paint will pass. Gets it to Chauncey Billups on a jump shot. 4 is a possible make. And that is going to be an assist from Ben Wallace. So Wallace with his 3rd assist in the game. He averages 2 a game. And Chauncey Billups with a bucket. Cuts the lead now to 11. 73-62. Shooting guard with a pull-up jumper. We're going to ask him to pass. Let's get it to Beno Udrih, who's a 5. That is a 5. And a defensive roll. Defensive roll has to be 3 or less, and it's not. And Beno Udrih, instant offense, comes in with the jump shot. Detroit's ball down by 13 again. 3-point shot. Let's give it to Chauncey Billups. He's going to miss. Defensive rebound to Timmy Duncan. Center with the drive to the basket. Let's let Nazr Mohammed shoot on the drive. Maybe he'll pick up a foul on Ben Wallace. The miss is going to be a 9 is a miss, and it is a foul on Ben Wallace. You never know when things are going to happen good for you. Second team foul, and Nazr Mohammed's going to go to the line as he presses things on offense. He's not a good free throw shooter, 57%. He'll miss the first and make the second. So that's his first point of the game. 76-62 is our score. And at that, we're going to get a substitution in here. Manu Ginobili for Devin Brown. And let's get Bruce Bowen back in the game. And let's get Rasha. No, he played quite a bit. Let's stay there. Okay. So it will be Detroit ball. They're down by 14. Point guard with a pull-up jumper. Let's have him pass on that. See if we can get it to Rip Hamilton. A three-pointer is a better shot. Let's have him shoot. 3 is possible make. On a made shot. Oh, no, the offensive foul again. So Billups has had a couple of threes negated because of an offensive foul. He's got 5 fouls in the game. And it's going to be San Antonio basketball. Point guard Beno Udrih with the drive. He's a 5 on offense. He's going to miss. There's no foul on the play, so we'll just call that a miss. As Udrih misses, power forward Rasheed Wallace is going to get the ball. Sheed with his 4th rebound. Tough going against Timmy Duncan. Shooting guard Rip Hamilton for 3. We'll have him pass. Gets it to Chauncey Billups for 3. He's a 6. Billups is Billups is going to miss. And on a miss, we have a rebound to the offensive center. So that'll be offensive board number 2 for Ben Wallace, who keeps it alive as he taps it up in the air away from Nazr Mohammed. Keeps it alive for his offense. Pull-up jumper to Rip Hamilton. That's going to be a miss. Rebound to the defensive center, Mohammed, as he gets this one. Back the other way comes San Antonio, 14-point lead and the ball. This is going to be Timmy D working down in the paint. He puts it up against Wallace. Oh, and Wallace, the good defense, causes the miss. Chauncey Billups with the rebound. Rebound 4 for Billups. They get it to Ben Wallace down in the paint. He's really going to set up the offense. He gets it over to Rip Hamilton for a pull-up jumper. Jumper could be good. Defensive roll 4 to Manu Ginobili, and Ginobili with the impressive defense as Beno Udrih comes down with the rebound. His first board of the game. And back comes San Antonio. Good defense in this one from both teams. Point guard with a drive to the basket. He's a 5. Why not? Let him shoot. As he takes it against Chauncey Billups, who is playing off of him. He's going to miss. Defensive rebound to Wallace. Rasheed Wallace, that is. And the Wallace brothers working it down in the low block. And this will be a jump shot to Ben Wallace. And we are not going to allow that to happen. So as we approach the halfway point of the third or the fourth quarter, it will be, I believe it's the halfway point, right? Yeah. We're going to pass, get it to Chauncey Billups, drive to the basket. That's a miss. Defensive board to Beno Udrih. And let's go and flip our cards around. 14-point lead for San Antonio. 6 minutes left in this one. And the Spurs with a comfortable lead and the ball. Center with a drive to the basket, Nazr Mohammed. We're going to say, why not? Let him shoot. He's going to miss. He gets fouled before the shot by Ben Wallace. 14 fouls, so the next one will put them in the bonus. So let's go ahead and replay the possession. 3-point shot for Beno Udrih. He's actually one of their better 3-point shooters. Let's let it fly. He puts it up. Oh no, the offensive foul again. Oh my gosh. So another 3 erased from the board because of an offensive foul as Udrih pushes off. And actually, let's get that to Nazr Mohammed. We'll give that to Mohammed. We'll say that's a moving screen, and that'll be an offensive foul on San Antonio. 76-62. San Antonio ahead. Rip Hamilton with the ball. Potential make and one as Manu Ginobili gets his 5th foul. And And at this point, we're just going to let Manu play it out. If he can stay in the game, great. If not, great. So that's going to be an AM1 Richard Hamilton with a bucket. He's going to go to the line for the free throw. He makes it. 3-point play for Richard Hamilton. And that cuts the lead to 11. San Antonio ball. This is going to be Manu. We got him in there for offense. Let's let him shoot. Potential make. And that's going to be an assist to Nazi Muhammad. And that will go to Manu Ginobili with a bucket. He's got 14 in the game and cuts the lead, or puts the lead back to 13. Tayshaun Prince with a 3. Let's have him pass on that. Ben Wallace in the paint. Let's have him pass on that. And small forward, Tayshaun Prince in the paint. That's the best look they've got on this possession. That'll be a miss. Leads to a fast break for San Antonio. And Bruce Bowen can't buy a shot on the fast break because he gets blocked by the point guard. Chauncey Billups comes in behind him and gets a block on the fast break. And it'll be Detroit ball. Pull-up jumper for Rip Hamilton on this possession. That'll be another miss. He gets fouled by Manu Ginobili, and that's going to be it for Ginobili as he fouls Richard Hamilton before the shot. That'll be foul number 4. So no free throws, but Manu Ginobili says, I'm out. Peace out. And we got to bring in Devin Brown. So Manu Ginobili fouls out with 6 fouls. He had 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 points in the game, and he will sit out the rest of this one. 13-point lead for the Spurs, and it is Rich Hamilton. Well, I guess it's Detroit kind of starting over again. 3-pointer for Wallace. Nope. He's going to pass that up. Point guard drive. Let's go and let him shoot. 9 is a miss. Rebound neutral to the centers. That'll be an offensive board to Ben Wallace. Offensive board number 3 as he keeps it alive for Detroit. Rip Hamilton with a 3-point shot. We're going to have him pass. Sheed Wallace with a drive. We'll have him pass. See if we can get a better shot. Power forward. Oh, sorry, that was Tayshaun Prince. And we wind up at power forward, right? Okay. We wind up at power forward. This is Rasheed Wallace with the shot. He misses, but he does get fouled by Tim Duncan. That'll be the 3rd on Tim Duncan. The Pistons are now in the bonus, as that's the 5th team foul for San Antonio for the quarter. Rasheed Wallace to the line, 70% free throw shooter. He's going to make the first, and he'll make the second. So Wallace, 8 points in this one, as he's slowly creeping toward his average. It'll be San Antonio basketball with an 11-point lead. Pull-up jumper from Devin Brown. 5 is going to be a miss. That actually converts to a steal from Chauncey Billups. That's his first steal of the game. And Devin Brown with his second turnover. Detroit ball. They're down by 11. Rasheed Wallace will pass up the 3. 3-point shot for Chauncey Billups as they kick it back out to the top of the key. He's going to miss. Rebound to the offensive shooting guard, Rip Hamilton, a couple of offensive rebounds as he keeps it alive against Devin Brown. Rasheed Wallace in the paint. Let's let him shoot. That's a miss. Neutral rebound to the small forwards. That's going to go to Tayshaun Prince, as Prince with another offensive board. Offensive rebound number 4 for him, as he's had a pretty good matchup against Bruce Bowen. Tayshaun Prince from a long lefty. Really long arms. And we get back here. This will be Rip Hamilton down in the paint. He misses. Defensive board to Tim Duncan. Duncan has been a mainstay on the glass. He looks like he's got about 15 rebounds. Bruce Bowen with a drive to the basket. Let's have him pass. Still got a drive. Let's have him pass. Now he takes a jumper. He was destined. But a 5 is going to be off the mark. And offensive Center +1, that won't matter, as Ben Wallace just too good on defense, and he takes the ball away. So Detroit with an opportunity, they're down by 11. Shooting guard Rip Hamilton for 3. Let's let him shoot. That's off the mark. Defense +1, that's to the point guard, and that'll actually put them even. So Beno Udrih fights for the rebound on defense. That's his third board, and he's come into play for Tony Parker. Parker with 4 fouls. Probably need to get him in pretty soon. Pull-up jumper, we'll give it to Tim Duncan. That's going to be a miss. Defensive rebound to the power forward. That's Sheed Wallace. And Detroit still with an opportunity here. This will be Chauncey Billups with a pull-up shot. Or potential make. Defensive roll, just a 2 for Beno Udrih. And that's going to be good. So Chauncey Billups with a pull-up jump shot is going to cut the lead to less than 10. And with that, we're going to get Tony Parker back into the game. Ginobili is out. He cannot come back in. Yeah, let's go with Tony Parker back into the game. And Roshan Nesterovic as we get Nazi Muhammad out. He's played some good minutes for the Spurs. All right, last few minutes left here. That's all that's left in the game. 78-69. Got a tight one here. Much better than the, I guess it's about the same as the game was in real life. I don't know if it was getting this close at the end or not, but San Antonio basketball. Center down in the paint, Roshan Nesterovic. Let's let him shoot. He's going to miss. That's a steal to the point guard, Chauncey Billups. And Nesterovic with his second turnover. So Billups gets his hands down in low and takes it away. Jump shot for Rasheed Wallace. Let's pass for a better shot. Three-pointer for Chauncey Billups. That's a much better shot. He's a 6 to make. That's off the front iron. Defensive rebound to Bruce Bowen. And Bowen with just his second rebound. 78-69 is our score. San Antonio basketball, Tony Parker with a drive to the basket. He is a 7 now because of Chauncey Billups sagging off. And we get a 4. That's going to be potentially good. Oh, no. Parker called again for the offensive foul. That's team foul number 6. Oh, my gosh. These referees are something else, man. We got to take the guardrails off of him. So if he fouls out, he fouls out. No, we can't do that yet. We can't do that. He's got to play off the whole time. So in the paint, you can't give up that 6 on the 3-point shooting. He's just their best shooter. Power forward, Sheed Wallace with the drive. Let's pass again. 3-point shot. That's going to be Chauncey Billups from the top of the key. He's going to miss at the buzzer. Rebound to the defensive center. That'll be Nesterovic with another board. And we go to San Antonio on offense. 3-point shot for Tony Parker. He's got it, but he's going to pass it up. Jumper to Devin Brown. Let's pass on that. Power forward, Timmy D with the drive to the basket against Rasheed Wallace. That'll be a miss. Defensive board to Wallace. And still a little bit of life here for Detroit. They don't have much time left, and they got to make up 9 points. Small forward with a 3-point shot. That's not their best look. Let's pass. Sheed in the paint. Also not their best look. And Rasheed Wallace with a pull-up jumper. He's destined. He's a 5 to make. He misses. Defensive rebound to Tim Duncan. And good team defense from San Antonio. Let's see. We got to employ the Hack-a-Shack. So let me go ahead and pull up the rules real quick. All right, so you can see here the Hack-a-Shack. So to stop the clock at the end of the game, the defense can foul immediately upon inbounding the ball. You have to call out that that's what you're doing. We've already done that. If there are fewer than 5 team fouls, that has to be done until there are at least 5. They'll have to give 1 foul and then No, the next foul will be the 5th. So roll 1d6 to find a player who received the ball on the inbound play, and then assign the foul to the player guarding him. On the 15th foul, you're going to go for a 1-and-1. No time is taken off the clock, and the possession after the free throw attempt should be a normal possession for the team that's trailing. So let's go to that. As we get back to our gameplay table, so basically what we're going to do, we're going to roll a d6, and we're going to find out. So this is Detroit fouling San Antonio. What position gets fouled? It's the 3, and so that'll be Tayshaun Prince with his 3rd foul. 15th foul, going to the line is going to be Bruce Bowen for 2 shots. This will be a 1-and-1, right? So an 8, he makes the first. And a 10, he misses a second. So a make and a miss. 79 now for San Antonio. And on the miss, it'll go to Rasheed Wallace. And we have another end of game strategy where you can call the player's number. So you can say who will take the shot. You can guarantee that person takes the shot, or you can call out a 3-point shot. So we're just going to call the 3-point shot. Chauncey Billups is going to take the 3, and we don't have to flip cards. We're just calling it, so it's kind of a strategy there, but it's not going to keep them in the game as they miss. And on the miss, that actually is going to be a steal from Devin Brown, and that's going to end the game. As Devin Brown takes it away from Chauncey Billups, who is trying to go up in traffic, and he is committing his 4th turnover. That's going to be the end of the game. 79-69 is our final. And a bit of a grudge match, bludgeon fest of 2000s basketball between 2 of the best defensive teams in the league. And pretty close to our actual 84-69 was the actual score of this game. Let me put you on hold, and we will come back with the finals in this final. All right, so our final is 79-69, 10-point lead for San Antonio at home in a grudge match kind of game. Both teams really had a hard time in the 4th quarter. 16 points for the Pistons, just 13 for the Spurs. In the game for the visiting Detroit Pistons, it was 25 points for Chauncey Billups. He had 4 threes. Rip Hamilton with 28. Prince with 5. Rasheed Wallace with 8. Ben Wallace with 0. Wallace did have 3 assists and 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15 rebounds. Lindsey Hunter, no points, and Arroyo came in and made a 3-point play for 3 points. For San Antonio, it was Parker with 27. He led the way. Ginobili with 14. Parker with 27, 3 assists, and 3 boards. Ginobili, 14 points, 2 boards. Bowen with 5 points and 2 assists and 2 rebounds. Timmy D with 14 points and 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15 boards himself. So a double-double for Timmy D. Nesterovic with 6 points and 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 rebounds. Nazr Mohammed played really well. Didn't score much. Had 1 rebound, 1 assist, or 1 point, 1 assist. But he came off the bench with 5 rebounds. Beno Udrih with a couple of buckets and 3 boards. And Brown came off in the 2nd quarter with 5 points to spell Bruce Bowen. Hit a 3, made a bucket, had an assist, had a couple rebounds, and Glenn Robinson, the big dog, with 3 points. So, like I said, actual score in this one was 84-69. Spurs over the Pistons. So this one came in pretty close. The problem is these guys are all 4s and 5s with not too many 6s. If you have a team that's a better shooting team, they have 6 7s, or at least a better scoring team. They have 6s and 7s on the floor. 7 is your most common roll out of a 2d6 roll. So 7s are going to give you your best chance at scoring. If you have a 7 or higher, that guy is going to score a lot of points. That's your Larry Birds of the world, your Michael Jordans, your Magic Johnsons, and those are the guys who are going to score quite a bit. Now, scoring is based off of these offensive numbers are based off of not only their ability to score, so their field goal percentage, but it's based off of their number of shots taken and field goal attempts. So it's not just that they can score the ball, it's that they take a lot of shots as well. So that's how you get higher numbers. They actually represent a greater percentage of the field goal attempts taken for their team. So when you're looking and you have, let's say you have a question mark for one of these. Let's see, where's a question mark? So when you get a question mark card, which you saw if you've been paying attention to this, so you get a question mark card like this, where you get a question and then it's a pull-up jumper. You can actually choose which player on the floor you want to shoot the ball. If you take a timeout, you can also choose which player gets the inbound pass, so you can do that as well. But you have you have a question mark. You can choose which player, and one of the ways that you should be choosing which player is by who has the greater offensive number. So if you have a question mark and you don't want to shoot a three-pointer with Tim Duncan, but I mean, his three-pointers are okay, but if you can choose a three-point shot, you should choose one of these guys. But if you have a two-point shot, your best options are going to be your 2 6s here. That's Tony Parker and Tim Duncan. Not only is it your best chance to make the shot, it's your best chance to kind of follow along with what the team did. So that's kind of how it works. Other games I know you have to kind of manipulate ball distribution and things like that. There's a little bit of that in this game, but for the most part, I give you markers and pointers to who are the best ones, especially in seasons maybe that you don't know the players very well and you don't exactly know who are the ones who took the most shots or who are the ones who scored the most on the team. You're going to want to funnel the ball to those players with the highest offensive rating because they are actually the offensive stars for the team. 18.7 points per game for Rip Hamilton. He scored 28 in this one. He outscores everybody on the team. Chauncey Billups was 16.5. He scored 25. So your two top scorers on your offense here were the ones who scored the most buckets. 5 points for Prince is a little bit below, and Rasheed Wallace, 8 points, is a little bit below there. But they had their opportunities. They just didn't make them. Some of it was good defense from San Antonio. Some of it was just them not making shots. Bruce Bowen would have been above his average. He blew like 3 layups on fast break, so that happens too in the game. And Ben Wallace, mostly, I don't want him shooting, but if he had to shoot, it was okay. Another thing to think about when you have a player is you're thinking about the matchups. So we have Tayshaun Prince here, who's a decent scorer, but he's facing Bruce Bowen, who's just a 3. So the defensive role on a make, so if the player has a made shot, and then you check and it says, we'll check the defensive role. The defensive role comes in about 50% of the time. So defense does matter in this game. You saw it quite a bit in this game where the defense on both sides changed the shots. We should have had more points scored, but both teams are pretty good defensively. So if you have a player here who's facing off against a guy who is a 2 on defense, that guy who, even if he gets a defensive role, it's only about a 2 or 3% chance that he's going to be able to affect that shot. So you want to make sure that you have good matchups here. This is a tough matchup for Rasheed Wallace, just because Timmy Duncan is such a good defender. And same thing here. It's going to be tough for Rashan Nesterovic to get points because Ben Wallace is a 10 on his defense. I mean, he's a multi-time defensive player of the year. Tim Duncan, also defensive player of the year. So you're talking about two of the best defenders probably in the last 25 or 30 years who are on the floor together, and those guys are just going to affect things. If you wanted to switch this around and you wanted to go with Ben Wallace and put him matched up with Tim Duncan, they could kind of cancel each other out. And now against a 5, Rasheed Wallace would have a little bit of an advantage when he tries to shoot the ball, because you don't have that 9. That 9 is really tough. That's a tough one to get past. So create the matchups you want on the floor, whether it's offensive matchups, defensive matchups. We have this indicates that we were sagging off because we needed Chauncey Billups to stay in the game for his offense, but we didn't need him to foul out. So you have 4 fouls kind of in the third quarter, and if you don't want to sit him and you need his offense, which they desperately needed his offense, you can't just sit him for a 3 offensive player when he's a 5 with a 6 out of his 3-pointer. So you got to have that guy in the game. That's why he played 36 minutes a game. All of these guys were necessary to be in the game at the same time for them to have a chance to win. So if you need to keep them in the game, play the sagging defense. That makes Tony Parker a 7 instead of a 6, which is a huge offensive boost. And basically it simulates that you're sagging off on defense. So you're not contesting as many shots, and it's a little bit easier for you to score. So you get the trade-off to keep him in the game, but the trade-off on defense is that the offensive player gets a better opportunity, which for Devin Brown or Bruce Bowen, not a big deal. But for a key player like Tony Parker or Tim Duncan, it's a huge deal to have to sag off and sort of play that really defensive position where you can't get up and play good defense, hard defense against them. So there's lots of little trade-offs like that. There's a lot of coaching that kind of goes in here. You can decide where the ball is distributed. You can decide if you want players to get it out of a timeout. You can just call for a 3-point shot and say, this guy's going to shoot a 3, and then just go at it. You don't have to flip to find out who it is. You just flip. You kind of save a little bit of time by flipping a card for the shot, make or miss immediately. So that'll save you 1 card. So if you're kind of getting down to the final few minutes and you need to start shooting 3s, put your 3-point shooters out on the floor, which they don't have really anybody on the bench that they can just pull off the bench and start shooting 3s. So their best 3-point shooters are on the floor right now. And like I said, they won games based on defense, based on rebounding. These 2 guys are long, and these guys here are really good. So you got your 3-point shooter, you got your 2-point players here. They shoot really well from the free throw line, except for Ben Wallace, and they just ground out teams in the East. And that was back in the East where all of the kind of sexy basketball was in the West, and all of the grinded out, just punch each other in the face basketball was in the East. So that was the Eastern Conference for many, many years, and kind of still has that feeling and flair to it as well. All right, so that's using the FAC cards. You can see these here. Again, you can get these with any season that's available. Just go to ClarkandAddisonGaming.com, click on the big green button that says Shop All Games, and then on the left side you can find AIG Basketball. The first one that'll show up on all the games is going to be the 2025-26 NBA season, which just finished. So you can play along with the playoffs as they continue forward. San Antonio, no Victor Wembanyama last night, but still came out with a victory, so super happy about that, even though they were down. They didn't look like they were going to win on the road at Portland, which would have been a pretty big upset to go down 2-1. But Stephen Castle, crazy game. And so did Ron Harper's son, Dylan Harper, just off the bench with 20-some points, and just crazy second half where they came back and they wound up winning by 13. So really excited about the San Antonio team, that they can go out and still beat a playoff team without the number 1 player in the league. And that's a big deal. Hopefully Victor will be back, and he hit his head in game 2 and had concussion issues. So that's what the deal is there. But I'll try to get that season on here, and I haven't played a lot of games with Victor Wembanyama yet in any of my games because the Spurs have been so terrible. So that might be a really good chance to get the Spurs on the table, is to print out and play something from this season. I'm also getting very close. In fact, I'm about ready to release Up-Tempo Basketball for this current 2025-26 season as well, and just need to get those files done and released out and put on to the website. So look for an announcement for that for today or tomorrow. Like I said, I'm finished with the cards. I've gone through and double checked them, and everything looks fine to me. So that'll be out soon. So if you prefer Up-Tempo Basketball, which is not quite as detailed, not as much player management and stuff like that, it's more team sheet driven and faster and easier to play. A little bit more automated play, I guess, is maybe the best way to say that. So you can play that as well. Got lots of seasons for Up-Tempo if you want to go check that out. It's on the website as well. And like I said, be looking for the brand new season for Up-Tempo Basketball. Once I get past basketball, I'm focused on baseball for a minute. And then once I can get this new baseball game out, 5-tool baseball, at least to a beta stage, then I'll start creating seasons for it. And hopefully in beta, you'll all give me a little bit of advice on some different things that we can add into the game. Once we get past that, then we're going to be into what are we going to be doing? It'll be football time. So next up is going to be Field General Football. You can see here, this is the 1970s edition. It's going to be a hard box like this. It's going to come with everything that you see here. So we have all of our 1970 seasons. They're going to be in this booklet here, and they're ready for you to play. We have an instructions booklet, and we have the team creation module. So the team creation module just allows you to spin up new teams for for Field General Football. You'll get this really nice FAC deck. The cards look like this. And so you'll have a deck of 72 cards that you can play the FACs super fast. And then we'll have some tokens. I'm going to change the size of these tokens, maybe a little bit smaller, because the advantage is you'll also have a little game board here. And you can play using the field with downs, quarters. You have a little bit of the instructions over here, like what happens on the different FAC results. I always kind of go back to the field goals all the time. And then you have the different plays here that you can call. And then what to do with the FAC deck, like how to position it for different, how to get it ready for each quarter. So, and then you'll find yourself going back to this one for the asterisk. What happens on an asterisk? What are the card numbers here, basically? There's a little how-to. It tells you what all the different things on the cards represent. And then you can see here, these are the teams. They're listed out by different players. So you have your players here. You have your kicking game here. You have your defense here. And then you have your, these are sort of your power ratings. You do that for the quick play game, which is built into it. You have your versus run and versus defense. Most of these teams in the 70s are going to have really good defenses. -2 is the best defense you can have. Your interception returns here. So if you need to include that as well. So that'll be for every single season. You can see all the seasons from 70 to 79 are going to be included with this package. And so you can buy the hard copy of this. You'll also be able to purchase a PDF copy as well. But if you want this nice boxed edition, that will come from the Game Crafter. And you can see it's just a nice solid box. And I've got to get that ready to go. And I'm hoping to have that ready for you to order in time for you to get for the next NFL season. So probably look about midsummer, and I'll have those hopefully ready as we prepare for training camp. So this is day 3 of the draft. The Vikings, I'm hoping it's going to be good. I don't know. I never know about the draft. They haven't been super successful the last several years in the draft, so we'll just see how it goes. And I trust Brian Flores. I trust Kevin O'Connell. Just got to get players healthy. Got to get somebody in the quarterback position who can get the ball down the field consistently. And could be another tough year for him. I don't know. So that's how it's going to be. And we're going to finish up this video now. So that's a little bit of an update on what's happening with me. You can go out and get Precision Baseball. Precision Baseball 2025 is now available for you to purchase. So that's last season. And our Precision Baseball cards look like this. It's a very highly detailed baseball game using a D1000 roll. So you can see here, it's a D1000 roll. Everything is based on splits, and every player has sabermetric values that we use for their ratings. This is more of a straight stats to rolls or stats to game engine kind of game. And this is the new game. So this is the new game. This is more of a classic 11 to 66 roll, but it's got some elements of Stratomatic where you get all the plays right off of the card. Also set up by splits, and also with some sabermetric ratings here for all the defense and fielding and for running. This number here is very similar to the number on Precision Baseball, so if you're familiar with that, but not based off of splits. So this is just a single number that you compare to the pitcher to see who, quote unquote, controls the at-bat. So that game will be coming soon. We'll be able to do more classic seasons. Precision Baseball can only go back to 2003, which we do have that season available, as well as the most modern seasons. So I'll try to continue to fill out Precision Baseball seasons. I'm committed to doing the most recent season for that, for this game, for up-tempo basketball, for play-action football. All of my major games, I'm committed to always putting out the most recent season. So if you're still paying attention and watching sports these days, there will always be the most recent season. I've always told people, I know some gamers don't like that because they don't watch sports anymore, which I understand, I get. But I'm not building Clark and Addison Gaming Company for today. I'm building it for 20 years from now. So 20 years from now, the people who are watching sports as 12-year-olds now are going to be getting into this, and all the seasons that they're going to want are going to be there. And the seasons that are 1972 are going to be like you trying to play 1932 right now. So it's just going to be sort of so far in the past that there are very few people who are actually going to want to play that in 20 years. So that's my idea, and that's sort of where I'm headed. I think that's the best place to be if you're going to try to get in this. So I'm banking on the future of this hobby, and banking on those people who are young right now. So if you know a young person and you want to get them into the advanced stats, that's what I sort of specialize in here at Clark and Addison, especially in the baseball. But at times in the football as well. And they're just, different kinds of games than Strat or APBA. It's definitely not their style. It's a more modern gaming style with more choice, less just sitting and watching, and more of you making choices, kind of like you see here with AIG Basketball. I'm also reworking Diamond Dynasty, which is a career mode fictional baseball game. So I think I've hit on a better way to do it. I'm kind of sort of going back to the future and back to the beginning of the game. I think it was just getting too complex and was becoming more of a administrative game than necessarily enjoying a fun game to play. And there weren't as many decisions to be able to make as I want, meaningful decisions. It seemed like it was just an accounting game, which is not what I'm after. Maybe some people would love that. I am not an accountant. That's not why I play games. I play games to be quick and fast and to feel the game. And so I think this new, and I'll show it at some point, but I haven't even really played it yet, so I'm just putting it together. But I think this new kind of way of doing it is going to be a little bit better. It'll be better and faster to be able to create a season. It'll be simpler. I've been just kind of running it through AI and allowing the AI to run a season for me. And so run the season, do all the dice rolls, do everything. It's giving me a little bit of narrative. Run the off season. It runs the off season. It gives me a little bit of narrative. And then just being able to see that play out. I think I'm in season 5 now, and just being able to see how the game starts and then how it moves over time. There's this like everything starts kind of separated because the initial roles of the teams create more separated teams, and then as time goes on, the better teams start to come to the middle, the worst teams start to come to the middle, and then you sort of flatline in like year 3 or 4, and you have more of a jumbled up. It's a little bit more even when you get to that point, and then all the teams have to kind of start building back again. So then you have kind of the separation again and coming back to the middle. So I think it's pretty cool. We're using a lot of concepts from Jason Alexander's. That's not it. From Jason at the Jason Flash Football, Jason Grimm, Jason Flash Football, his YouTube channel. So there's similar concepts there. Not completely, definitely different than what he's done in the past, but kind of similar concepts. You'll see some of those things as well. I think his games, his career mode games, just flow so great. They're awesome, and when you see him do the off season, it just flows and works, and I love that kind of system. So it'll be have some similarities, and you'll see that it's striking some of the same notes, but it definitely won't be the same. And the gameplay itself is going to be sort of in chunks of time, three inning chunks of time, which is going to be a little bit different than what you've seen in the past with the Diamond Dynasty. So it'll be kind of cool, and I hope that it plays well. I'll have to try it out maybe today and see how well it plays and just see how that's going to go. So this has been quite an update. If you stayed this long, you are a hardcore Clark and Addison Gaming Company supporter, and I appreciate that. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, click on subscribe, and you will be notified of new videos when they're posted. I typically do 1 or 2 a week. This week has been a little bit more. I had actually played out this game and then realized that I messed up the video. So hopefully this one works a lot better whenever I post it up. And the game itself played out true to life. That's the beauty of this system, is that the players are really the variable here. So the better your shooters, the more scoring you're going to get, the more efficient your scoring is going to be. If you have good shooters, modern shooters, you're going to creep up in that 105, 100 type range with just the 90 cards. If you want more scoring, just do 100 cards per quarter instead of 90. So just do an extra 10, and that'll give you a few more possessions. If you want to do possession scoring, you can do that and use the pace numbers for each team. You can find those at Basketball Reference, and just use their pace numbers, average those, and then use that. Take that average, divide it by 4, or you can take each pace number, divide it by 4, and then take an average of those of each of those sections. Take an average of those two, and then play out that per quarter. Typically, with a modern game, you're going to want to do 50 to 55 possessions from the 80s, where everything was like up tempo and going at it. Maybe 55 to 57, the 70s and 80s. For the 90s and the early 2000s, for here, you're going to scale that back maybe 40, 45 possessions. You could see our pace when we looked at the game in real life for this one was 82. So that gives you 82 is for the game. So that's how many possessions per game. So 82 divided by 4 was at 20, 20 possessions or something like that per quarter. So 40 total, 20 per team. So 40 total is kind of where you're going to be. So this is a little bit slower paced game between these two teams. If you played somebody from the 70s, that's going to be super high paced. Their paces were like 115, 117. And so, that means you're going to be at like 30, almost 30 possessions per team per quarter. So that gets you up in that 57 to 60 range for both teams. And that's what you want to do for your quarter. So you can do that as well. And just depends on what you want to do as far as what area you want to do for the scoring. I outline that in the game guide, how you can adjust the possessions for different eras. And you can play your favorite era. You can play different teams in your favorite era, however you want to do it. So that's cool. All right. I will leave it at that. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have not joined the Facebook group, go to Facebook groups, look up Clark and Addison Gaming Company, answer a few questions, and agree to the group rules. I will let you in. It's a private group. No spamming, no funny business in there. Just people who want to know more about Clark and Addison Gaming and who want to connect with one another who are playing my games. And that's my primary social media presence outside of YouTube. So that's going to be where you're going to get more information. They're going to be the first ones to know about new seasons, new games I'm working on. You can see things in production that you don't necessarily get to see anywhere else. All right. I think that's it from here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.